Hi everyone, I hope that you're all okay. I wanted to come on today and talk to you a little bit about controlled crying, our experiences with it, did it work for us, and just like generally my thoughts on the whole thing. It's been a while since I've spoke about a topic that I have to refer quite far back to the past about, so bear with me. Hopefully I can remember everything that I need to remember, but yeah, we'll find out. So yeah, controlled crying, if you don't know already, is basically when you're having major struggles getting your child to sleep and your baby to sleep, and you resort to kind of like a sleep training method to help you out. You basically tuck them up in bed, say goodnight, whatever, and then obviously they're going to start screaming if you're having trouble. Then you go in after 5 minutes, and then you increase the amount of time each time you go in. I think it's like by 5 minutes is how you're supposed to do it. I used it with Frankie and it did work. I found it really difficult though. It didn't work after like 2 nights, it worked after like 2 weeks, but I did find it really difficult and quite frustrating, the whole process. But eventually he did sleep by it. The reasons why I wanted to do it with him was when he was 1 year old. I think he was about 13 months when I stopped breastfeeding him, and he absolutely refused to go to sleep on a night time on his own, and obviously I wasn't breastfeeding him anymore, so I couldn't use the little secret weapon of boob milk to get him to sleep, and I really struggled to get him into like a bedtime routine. But as I said, it did go on to work for us, and then he would just go to bed and settle straight away. Since then, that was obviously 8 years ago, nearly 8 years ago now. He's going to be 8 soon, can't believe that. Since then, the only other child of mine that I've tried it with is Poppy. I tried it when she was 1, I think she was about 14 months old. Basically because although I breastfeed her, I kind of got to a point where I was sitting for hours at a time in bed feeding her, and she'd be fast asleep, and then as soon as I'd try and leave the room, she would like want me even more. So I kind of thought we would give that a go. It didn't go very well at all. She's like so feisty, and I was getting quite upset by it, by leaving her and increasing the time. Not only was I getting upset, but the boys who were in the next bedroom, they were getting upset as well, and so were the girls too. They instinctively wanted to go in and see to her, and I was getting upset, Poppy was getting upset, and like the rest of the kids were getting upset as well. So in the end, I just thought, I'm just going to leave it. I just went back to feeding her on the boob in bed, and I know I've probably made a rod for my own back for it by feeding her to sleep, but that just works for us. I find that just works perfectly for us. I think it must have been some sort of phase she went through of waking up and stuff, because she doesn't do that now. I literally feed her on my boob at bedtime, she knows it's bedtime, she goes to sleep, and all is good. She doesn't really wake in the night very often now, unless she's poorly or something, and she settles herself quite well. But I didn't try controlled crying with Georgie either, because I fed him to sleep too. You're probably going to think I'm really daft for doing that. I just find it easier to feed them to sleep. I have no problem with controlled crying whatsoever. Every parent is different with how they want to go about helping their child to settle. I have no problem with it. It just wasn't for us, and when other family members are affected by the periods of crying in between you going in to settle them, it just reinforced my decision not to continue with it really. But I have no problem with it. It works brilliantly for some people, it's just not for us. I just thought I would come on quickly and talk about that. I hope that you are all okay, and I will see you all soon. Bye.